right, Nick, let's talk about the Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons have been in the media a lot lately. There's a big burden on the Falcons' shoulders. Kind of rebuild this team, add a lot of pieces this offseason, in which they did, Nick. But not everyone is as high on the Falcons as we have been in the past, and we're going to get in that here in just a minute.
Yeah, Miles, I think the Falcons have done a great job this offseason, like you alluded to. And there's some reports I don't think people are recognizing how good the Falcons are going to be. But before we get into that, Falcons fans, got a real interesting question for you guys to answer in the comments section below. Look, this is a long and storied history. There's been a lot of great players to this era of the Atlanta Falcons and other eras as well. But give us the one guy, the one Atlanta Falcon that you think should be in the Hall of Fame, but isn't. The one guy who played for the Atlanta Falcons who deserves a bust and can, but hasn't gotten it yet. And let us know who that guy is in the comment section below. And stay tuned to the end of today's video to hear a word from our partner of today's video, and that is Neuro. They've got a lot of great products to give you fast and easy boost of energy. Miles and I love taking their mints before the show. It gives the energy we need to produce this Atlanta Falcons content. So make sure you stay tuned to the end of the video to learn more about Neuro and to get access to our special discount code. All right, Miles, what you got? What's this latest report involving the Falcons?
Yeah, Nick, so let's get right into it. I alluded that some people aren't as high on the Falcons as we have been lately, and I'm going to get into the article right now, and we can talk about it afterwards. So this is from over on SB Nation. They say, after back-to-back off seasons of crippling cap restrictions and offloading expensive veterans, Terry Fontenot and Arthur Smith have finally had some money to cook with. The team should look like a lot different in 2023, thanks to a slew of new free agents on defense and some fresh rookies on offense. We aren't certain how it will shake out. The Falcons have added some slam dunks like Jesse Bates at safety, but are still short on elite talent at a few premium positions like edge and quarterback. Seemingly comfortable bucking the trim and focusing on a stout run game and growth from their in-house option is a bold move when so many other teams are building around elite passers. ESPN's Bill Barnwell doesn't see the vision. He looked at each team's offseason and gauged how wisely each team approached its plan for improvement. The Falcons were apparently unwise in his eyes, landing so far down the list as to be the 26th best offseason in the NFL, Nick. And quite frankly, this is a little bit ludicrous to me. The Falcons are much better than Barnwell is giving them credit for. Obviously, the Falcons fans are used to this. They were disrespected a lot last year. We saw, even as I said, crippled by cap restrictions, having to unload a lot of big-time contracts. They're still able to do a lot last season with a little bit, and they've made a number of smart moves this offseason as well. I think the Falcons are primed and almost maybe a year or two out from being true contenders, Nick. What do you think about this Falcons team, and what do you think about Bill Barnwell's comments?
It seems like everybody in the media just absolutely does everything they can to potentially bury the Falcons. And I don't understand it. We talked about last offseason, like you brought it up. Going into the regular season, the Falcons, I think CBS ranked them as the 31st best roster, second to last. Terrible roster is what they said. The Falcons had a pretty good season, despite all their issues at quarterback and despite eventually going to Desmond Ridder, a rookie. They were very productive, one of the better, if not the best running offense in the NFL. Obviously, some holes on defense, right? But going into this year, they cleaned up a lot of the holes, right? They brought in a Jeff Okudah. They brought in Bates. They upgraded their secondary tremendously. They brought in maybe the best pure football player, not best prospect, but the best pure football player in Bijan Robinson in the draft, who's going to make them so much more explosive, so much more dynamic. Desmond Ridder, getting a full offseason as getting into the starter rotation, getting an understanding of how to execute the offense. Arthur Smith brings in guys like Jonnu Smith, who's very familiar with like they do. They retain the quality offensive line. No matter how you look at the Falcons offseason, it was absolutely stupendous. Was it enough to be, competing with the Eagles at the top of the NFC, the 49ers? Potentially not. A lot of that's going to hinge on how well Desmond Ridder does. But the fact that someone like Bill Barnwell and ESPN and all these big talking heads in the media continue to bemoan the Atlanta Falcons is absolutely ridiculous. On paper, if you remove the quarterback position, this is the best roster in the NFC South. Not even close. Better than the Saints, far better than the Buccaneers, far better than the Carolina Panthers. And that's a credit to Terry Fontenot and Arthur Smith. They have an absolutely outstanding offseason. I mean, we've done maybe a half dozen videos of all the great moves the Falcons have done. I think the Okudah trade to me is spectacular. The Bijan Robinson pick has been great. A lot of the other young rookies are having a really strong impact as well. So I'm telling you right now, Falcons fans, this is just another example of you guys being disrespected. CBS last year said you guys would be the second worst team in the NFL. Not even close. Right now, they said you had the 26th worst offseason, 26th best offseason, excuse me. Not even close. You guys had a top 10 offseason offseason, and I think you're the favorite to win the NFC South this year. Ignore this crap from these big talking heads and ESPN. The Falcons are a lot better, and they're a serious threat going into 2023.
All right, Miles, we would like to give a special thanks to our partner in today's video, Neuro.
That's right, Nick. And I want you to go with me on a journey really fast. I want you to imagine this. It's 4th and goal in the big game, Nick. Your team is relying on you to make the big-time game-winning play. I know you've been in this situation before, Nick. The stadium is roaring. The clock is ticking. The game is on the line. But if only in that moment you were able to have some Neuro Gum. Neuro Gum will help you stay concentrated, and it gives you a burst of energy without a nasty crash.
That's right, Miles. Neuro has thoughtfully curated ingredients and does endless lab testing, which means that you can reach the right state of mind safely and consistently. That's the most important part. It gives you a clean burst of energy and focus without the jitters of coffee or any of those other energy drinks.
That's right, Nick. And if you click our sponsor link in the description below, you can enjoy energy, calm, and focus whenever you need it.